Well, good afternoon, everybody. Tonight is senior night for the Turks, their last home game, last game of the season period. Matt Keeler here along with Jared Skeeth.
Hey, how is everybody doing today? Good day for baseball.
We're having a little bit of a delay as we're waiting for one of our senior parents to make an appearance so we can honor our three seniors for this year. I see the umpires just walked in.
And they're not wearing glasses today, so this should be a fun outing.
Yeah, they had them yesterday. Wonder where they went.
Yeah, I don't know.
But our senior sheets just showed up, so we'll be able to see that here in just a second for our three seniors. We got Austin Wiedemann and
Jack Hamilton, and we got Jaden Boyd right here as well.
And their numbers may look a little bit different today. We'll see. They are wearing their alternate uniform.
Yes, the kids call them the prison uniforms, but they're a sharp-looking pinstripe.
And so both teams will be wearing gray, although Kings has got a little bit lighter gray with the white hats. And the Turk bench is getting ready to step out on the field to help recognize our seniors. It's an exciting night for them. Really exciting night for the program, too. I mean, we were really close to not having a team this year. And I know those seniors were grateful that we managed to get a team together. We had, 6 kids first practice?
Yep, 6 kids first practice.
And I think by about the 4th day, we might have been at 9 or 10 and got up to 14 at some point.
It's just fantastic, and it speaks to also the type of kids these guys are.
Yeah, I think there's been some good leadership there. It's been a growing season, but I think looking at all of the kids, there's been just tremendous improvement, positive attitudes. They won a game. Grand Falls actually 10 runs them, I think. 9 runs, 10 runs.
Yeah, it's 13-4, so it was a nice solid victory, no doubt about it. One thing that's going to be fun tonight is going to be the new walk-up music as they come.
Yeah, I tried that out a little bit last week, or yesterday actually. So it looks like Austin Wiedemann's coming out with his family. I think both were graduates of Sultan High School. I know Brandon, his dad, was.
Sultan High School, basketball and coaching. His future plans after graduation are riding the wave of life of Batty. Favorite
Very nice for Austin Wiedemann there. He had a fantastic catch the other day, diving, laying out after a ball.
Yeah, but I think it might have been the nicest play I saw all season by either teams.
Absolutely.
Jack Hamilton, number 27.
One of the interesting things about this season has been even the kids who have experience were often playing out of position. Jack's a great example. Caught probably half the season, pitched a little bit, played short, which I guess was his natural position, although until this year he had been a left fielder and a really good left fielder.
He did a fantastic job behind the plate as well. I think we saw the past couple games he really developed and helped those pitchers out.
The Sultan Boy.
Those are some cool shoes.
Yeah, because you can see those. I think NASA just informed us that they can now land the next shuttle.
Coronet oil to my first and ever high school game. Is that coconut? If coach ever asks if you're fixed, always say yes.
Tired.
Oh, if you're tired, always say yes. Gotta work on some
I don't know if you can see at home, but Jack started out the season with that glorious mullet, and he moved right on to the Wild Thing haircut. Fantastic.
I think right around the 30-year anniversary of the movie.
Yes, the timing was perfect, and he had a
Jaden Boyd,
fantastic
number
look.
22.
Jaden's another kid who's played all over the place this year. He's primarily an outfielder until this year, but has played catcher, pitcher, third base, first base, a little bit of outfield as well. A really positive influence in the dugout. Nice kid.
Yeah, very even kill. It's been fun to watch.
Jaden's favorite
Facial hair is still continued all through season, which is also an excellent
a lot of golden corral.
tribute.
Always lit. Advice to those he leaves behind. If you can't learn from the village idiot, you're the new village idiot. Never stop learning. Let's give a hand to our 3 seniors.
The nice part about each one of these seniors is that they have been in the Sultan School District or part of this program for, that's right, since kindergarten.
Yes.
So something that can't be said for their opponents.
Yeah.
So that's a nice tribute and a way to honor these young men growing up in this town.
Yes, and many of them are also multi-sport athletes as well.
Mm-hmm.
I know Jack has played some select ball off and on through his career as well. He's had some really, I think he led the team in doubles this year. Had a few close to the fence. And I think he is our starting pitcher today as well.
I do believe so. He'll be taking the dish from the mound, I believe. Austin's also a multi-sport athlete.
Yep. Again, a lot of thanks for these seniors. Without these seniors, we would literally not have a baseball program.
Yep.
We have 9 kids suited up today. Again, we were up to 14 at one point. Lost a couple for different reasons, couple injuries. And so we've been playing this week pretty much with 9 kids. And this is our 4th game this week. So
Yeah, it's called. The kids have been calling it Turk 9. So we're rolling Turk 9. So we're rolling 9 strong, and they take an element of pride in it, which is kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Not a single complaint about having to play something they may not normally play or
Yep.
rotate around. A lot of kids get an opportunity, and that's really what it's about.
Definitely. You see a lot of smiles throughout the season. I think looking at most of those kids out there, I bet most of them will be back next year. Hopefully we can get a few more kids out as well, and maybe someday get back to where we're at a JV level, having a JV team. A really great – the coaching staff has done an amazing job this year.
Yes, couldn't agree with that more. They've been nothing but positive with the kids. They demonstrate the true love of the game for it. Just listen to the kids talk. They can't believe the season's over. They want to keep playing. They want to keep doing it. That's rare at this point in the stage of the year.
Well, and it's difficult going into a season where you know you're gonna take your bumps, and it happened. And we had some close games. We had the game that we won. We've had some games that were not close. And when you look at the coaches themselves, it's hard to tell whether we're up 20 or we're up 10 or down 20.
Right.
They're still positive. The kids are still smiling when they're coming off the field, doing what the coaches ask them to do.
I mean,
as a parent, that's all you can really ask for, right?
Exactly. Being taught the love of the game and given an opportunity to go out and prove yourself. And they've done a phenomenal job being positive with the kids, giving the kids an opportunity to fall in love with the sport, and to really see what it's about, regardless of outcome. Everything's back to, hey, good job, keep it up, keep going. That's priceless right there. That's what it's about.
Well, there's a lot of excitement as a coach. I mean, yeah, everyone likes to win, but there's a lot of excitement with kids who are inexperienced but want to learn and want to put in the time to be able to just work with kids. And the expectations weren't high, but the kids worked hard every day. It was a practice or a games, which is as a coach, all you can ask for.
It was fun too because this group of young men are goofy kids as all get out, but they had fun doing it. I mean, I don't know how many times a little there was laughter, a practical joke, or inside joke about something that was just hilarious, and it was they're building each other up, lift each other up, but also just having a blast playing baseball.
Absolutely. No, we have noticed up there the second base is blue today. I'm guessing in honor of our seniors. We got some paint on the field with the seniors and our SHS logo, which you guys can see, I think, on the screen. And then there's also some over by the Turk dugout with the seniors' names and numbers, which has kind of been a yearly tradition here.
Field's in great condition.
We need a couple more months of baseball.
Yes, we do. It's really what it boils down to. I mean, you can't, freshly mowed, looking just good. Excellent. Kudos to the grounds crew for taking care of that for us this year. They really did an outstanding job, especially when they're dealing with some challenges with this field. They've really done a great job to make it so we can be playable, safe, as best they can do.
Well, that really goes district-wide, too. That's been a struggle in previous years just because they've been kind of short-manned. I know our SES field is the best I've ever seen it the last year.
They're doing a really good job of making an effort to help out things that matter to these kids. Yeah. The kids can take pride in the field.
Absolutely. So I think we may no, I'm not sure what we're waiting for now. Senior thing's done. Got both umpires here.
Maybe Coach Lever is explaining the when you can call time.
Oh, yes.
Reminding them of the importance of keeping the ball in play, or whether the rules of the this wonderful.
Yeah, I think there was some discussion on that earlier.
Yes,
in the week.
There was. There was. Well, the home plate meeting has concluded, so that means that we're ready to do the national anthem and play some baseball. Yes. What a fantastic rendition of the national anthem. That's by Kendall, student here.
Kiana Kendall, yeah.
Yeah, Kiana Kendall here at Sultan High School. Just an incredible, talented young lady with vocally.
So if you like watching these games, make sure you subscribe to the Turk Pride Network on YouTube. I know I get notifications every time something pops up saying there's a game started. They do all kinds of different events here. The Macho Volleyball, I believe, this week was on there. Graduation, if you can't make that, there's usually stuff for like spring awards nights.
And also, if you can't catch the musical or some of the music performances, those two are also streamed often. So it's just a fantastic opportunity for to be in touch. If you can't be here, you can still keep keep an eye on what's going on and catch your favorite event or.
I know the kids like to watch it sometimes back too and listen to the commentary and see different things. So I know Kobe's video where he got hurt there was about 600 views or so.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I must have watched it at least 5 times.
Yeah.
The other part too that's fun to look is that we've also found out that many of umpires have used it for training.
Yeah. Times.
They will review it at board meetings and say, okay, this is what was done right or what was done wrong, and learning from that. So it's just a fantastic deal.
Sorry. There was an ejection last week, and so they came and talked to us about watching it. It happened to be right in front of the cameras, which was great. So definitely.
And whether or not people agree or disagree, it's a great opportunity to always improve and get better. And so we want to thank Garth McDicken for stepping in a pair of pants to help us out with that.
You know, if you had an umpire who was a stickler for the rules, they might take issue with those shoes that Jack's wearing.
Yes, they might, but then he could always pitch barefoot, I guess. And I don't know if that's against the rules, but that'd be an interesting conversation. I'm fairly certain that he did have another set of shoes, but those are handed down. I don't even want to think what they smell like.
Oh, really? So
yes,
they've been worn before?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I haven't seen those.
Supposedly those are handed down previously.
Nice.
So we got Jack Hamilton on the mound today.
We're getting ready to start here with number 2, Isaac Hines, who's a pitcher shortstop for Kings. He's a junior. Well, according to the roster, he is a junior. He might be a senior. Well, you know what? There's no seniors on the roster. So we know they have 2 because we were at senior night a couple nights ago.
Right.
And
So
was he the pitcher of that game?
Yes, he was.
15 strikeouts, no walks.
Yeah, he's a very talented pitcher.
So he must be. We're going to call him a senior. He can't come back next year.
No, I agree.
Ball's a little bit wide there. Ball 1. And Jaden Boyd catching for us tonight. If you look around the field, there are a lot of kids out there who either A, have not played this position recently, or as a swing and a miss makes count 1-1, or kids who either haven't played before this year or maybe haven't played since Little League, 5th, 6th grade.
Hey, you look at the infield right there, and we got haven't played since Little League, a complete rookie.
And we're going to see that here. Ball's hit out to Whitmire Skeeth. Nice play over to Tyler Sargent, who's been playing first base quite a bit the last week or so. First out of the game.
It's always nice to get that first out. And really after only 3 pitches, which is fantastic for these.
Yeah, defense is an area we're going to want to work on, and that's just going to come with experience. We've had some games that were nearly perfect defensively, 1 or 2 errors, and some games that were kind of double digits, but we seem to be getting better as the season goes on. Kids are getting more comfortable.
Yeah, so they'll definitely get more comfortable where they're playing and having fun.
So the batter right now, number 13, is not on the roster. What's it say on Game Changer?
That says Marshall Inman.
Marshall Inman, okay.
So that looks to be Logan, number 15, it looks like, on the roster. So, yeah, we definitely got some alternative jerseys going on today.
Yeah. Who's a pitcher, first baseman, freshman, tall kid. And I believe he pitched on Monday. He pitched pitched a little bit. Another foul ball.
Yep. Yeah, he took some innings in relief the other day. We're at count 1 and 2, which is always good to get ahead.
A little bit outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jack has a little bit of movement. The ball's kind of moving out on the left-handed hitter.
And the infield set had taking care of the line. Pretty much outfielders pretty much straight away. Looking for the batter to pull the ball.
Down in the dirt, nice stop by Boyd. Full count. 1 out here in the top of the first. Once again, the last game here for the Turks. The Kings will be moving on to districts next week. I think they're the number 3 seed from our league, so they'll play the Whatcom County number 2 team. Not sure who that is at the moment. A little bit outside, ball 4. Defense is going to shift back over for the right-handed hitter, Tyler Durbin. Also another good pitcher for them, a sophomore, maybe. You know what? This is 17-18. This is last year's roster, so that's why. Tyler Durbin's actually a junior this year. Called strike there. Ahead of 0-1.
He takes a pretty good lead over at first base. Kind of moderate in that regard, but he's definitely Kings. He steps off the rubber there. It's a good idea to keep that guy at first base close. They've been trying to run all day, all series.
Yeah, very aggressive base running. It's we'll wait for this pitch. It's one of the challenges with a young team. Really, coming into the season, there was one pitcher who's pitched before this year, and so it's one thing to stand out there and try to throw strikes. But the other parts of the game, hold runners on, and teams running all over the place, that makes it challenging.
There was a little miscommunication there. That's the Texas leaguer that kind of got into right field there.
Well, yeah, communication stuff. So that will take runners at first and third with 1 out. One of the things the Turks do is they wear wristbands for different plays. First and third, there's usually a play that goes with that they practiced. Sometimes coaches will give signals for that. Sometimes they will use a number, and that's what the Turks are using with their wristbands. And so if you see them looking at their wristbands, that's what they're looking for. The runner takes off. They're hoping to get a throw down to second so that guy at third can score, but the Turks just threw it back to the pitcher. So we got runners at second and third with 1 out still.
If you hear some pauses in the game changer, that's me double tasking here as well. If it's wrong, it's Matt's fault. If it's right, it's my fault.
Swing and a miss by 24.
This is Elias, Ethan Elias. We're chasing down numbers here.
Their number 4 hitter?
Yes, sir. And there's a drive into center field.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Over the right fielder's head. They're going to field on a couple hops, throws it into second. Kings will score 2 on that play. Boyd knocks it down. Be a double by Elias. So Kings takes the early 2-0 lead.
And honestly, it's not a bad pitch at all.
Nope.
We were just playing a little shallow, and sometimes that happens. No breeze to speak of.
That's 28 with a pop-up. Deason might have a chance over there at third base. He does. Kind of maneuvered around the third base coach, who wasn't quick to move out of the way, but we got 2 outs. With a runner still at second base, hopefully he can strand that runner over there and get to hit here in the bottom of the first inning. Morgan's up to bat now, the number 5 hitter for the Knights. Ball's a little outside by Jack. Jack's one of the hardest throwing of the pitchers that we have this year. He probably would have pitched a little bit more this year, but it was used a lot as a catcher out of necessity. And And like I said earlier, did a really good job with that. We're behind 2-0 in this count. Still got 2 outs.
We got Josh Whitmire holding the run on at second. He doesn't appear to make too much noise here. Takes a secondary lead. And with the 3-0 count here, we see what they'll do. They, in the past, they've been really taking that third, making the pitchers come in with throw strikes.
Yep.
Just a little bit inside.
Now, ball 4. First and second here. Now we got to force at any base now. Take the easy one here. Jared Biscotti is one of the, I believe, a senior, one of the 2 seniors on the Kings roster.
I agree. A man with a really good name. It's a shame he's wearing red.
I like the old stirrups.
I do.
Old school there.
We have our blue version there being modeled by Mr. Deason there at third base.
Yes, we do.
I do use the term loosely when I'm talking about modeled because we do need a haircut, but he still a fantastic kid all the way around. And if his grandparents or dad is listening, I'll vouch for him.
Nice family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ball's outside, a little bit high.
This has really been where we've got into ourselves into trouble. We have a couple good quick outs, and then it's kind of closing the deal. It's the next out. It's the next pitch.
Yeah, and it's really a little outside again. Oh no, called strike, late call there. It's really difficult as a pitcher. You've got, you're trying to throw strikes, and Jack got ahead of the first couple of batters pretty well. A couple of plays in the field that weren't necessarily errors, but you hope as you get a little bit more work, you make some of those plays, and then all of a sudden now you're starting to make some pitches, and you get maybe a little bit tired, a little frustrated. You throw in a couple walks, and then all of a sudden the guy hits a triple.
Right.
And that's kind of been the story of our season on the
very
big
much
innings.
So. Very much so.
I think you could argue, looking at the game right now, we have at least one ball, maybe 2, that you would hope gets caught.
Yeah, it might be fielded differently or a different outcome, and maybe instead of being out of the inning where we're at now, maybe we're out up to bat, or at least keeping that pitch count down for Jack. Another foul ball there.
Still 2-2. Another lefty. So what, two or three lefties?
Yeah, this is.
Ooh, curveball. Missed a little bit. I'm going to probably a little bit outside. Kind of curved around the plate maybe.
Yeah, count is full.
We've seen a lot of kids on the Kings roster. I'm not sure if they have a JV team or not, but I know at least the game we played at Kings, we saw quite a few different kids playing. Runners took off. Ball hit to Wiedemann there at short. Long throw. Not quite in time. So that'll get the third run in for the Knights. Still got 2 outs. Runners still at first and second after that play. Shortstop has been an adventure for the Turks this year. A lot of different kids playing. I mean, you would like to have, 1 or 2 kids that kind of man that position, but I think we've had 5 or 6. We've even had a left-handed shortstop several times. Which
I was going to say that left-handed shortstops are unheard of, and we've done it at least twice.
And a 6'5" shortstop.
Yes, most graceful shortstop, actually, in my opinion. At least the one with the most curly hair, for a fact. But
maybe before the brace.
Yes, yeah.
The cast.
Yeah, he's definitely, his mobility has shifted. Quickly 2-0. It's those close plays, just like we're that's a half a step, and I mean, as I joke with some of the fans that is that, well, that was probably a headset call. He needed to come get that reviewed. And
3-1 count. Get last couple batters kind of getting behind a little bit. Getting near the bottom of the batting order too, and so that makes it even more challenging as a pitcher because generally the bottom of the order isn't as confident or maybe as strong a hitter, and sometimes they may be looking for that walk. Whereas you might get one of your top hitters, they may bail you out by being overly aggressive and swinging a pitch that isn't a great pitch to hit.
We got the outfielders playing pretty shallow, so they're not anticipating a huge power hit here. Count is full.
Ground ball. Whitmire was kind of over Holden, so he had to move quite a ways to get there. Nice play over to Sargent. And we got our third out of the inning there. We're at 3-0 after the top half of the first. The Turks will be coming up. We're going to do some commercials here for you.
Let's say you're driving along in Washington on Highway 2 and you find yourself in Sultan. Better yet, you live here. It's the home of the Turks, by the way. And you realize you haven't had a hot cup of coffee today. That's okay. Just drive east and look for the giant windmill located on the east end of Sultan. Even voted the best coffee in Sky Valley. It's a simple formula. Windmill plus hot coffee equals a happy you. Windmill Espresso, proud sponsor of the Sultan Turks.
Okay. Pitcher's taking his last warm-up. We got number 13 on the mound. Is there anybody there? Is that Marshall? No, it's not 13. Yeah, it is. Marshall Inman. That's the sophomore.
Number 5, Austin Wiedemann.
Austin Wiedemann leading it off for the Turks. Nice move by Coach Leverett here. I see all three seniors are batting in the top 3 in the batting order tonight.
That's a classy move right there. Get those guys some at-bats.
You never know when that, it might be one extra bat at the end of the game. Something with a great memory. And Austin fouls one off down the right field line.
Yeah, he's being aggressive right off the bat.
He's had some great at-bats this year.
He really has. And he's quick on the field. He's been able to beat out a couple balls.
We had a game earlier in the year, probably against the best pitcher in the league. He had perfect game, no base runners. He had 2 good balls he put in play. Probably beat one out. We can get the call, but swing and a miss there, make it 0-2.
He's definitely been battling all year. He chases one outside and in the dirt.
One out for the Turks. We got Jack Hamilton coming up in his customary number 27. They must have found that in the old uniforms.
Yes, they must have. It's a good look for him. Like this rest of his uniforms, they probably do need to be washed still.
Down in the dirt and away.
That's also by Boyd to grab that foul ball. Yeah, replace all divots is always a good call. That one left a nice divot in the left-handed batter's box the umpire took care of for us.
That's one of the things I don't know if everybody always notices. You don't see that at the major league level because they've got bat boys and whatnot. But high school level, you often see the on-deck batter, person getting ready to hit, chasing the ball down to help speed the game along and help the umpire not have to go chase him down. And I know it's much appreciated and ridiculed when somebody forgets.
Yes, the dugout will let you know if you didn't remember that. Yeah, there's a called stride, a little low, but still a good place for a pitch. Right now it counts 2-1. Jack re-enters the batter box, ready to battle. There's a sharply hit ball.
Shortstop with the throw, just in time. It looks like Coach Aaron maybe didn't quite agree with that call, but umpire made the call, got the out. Got 1 out, or 2 outs, excuse me. Jaden Boyd wearing 45, which is not his normal number, but looking good with that. Way up in the batter's box.
Yeah, the thing we really look like with the blue roll is just be consistent. Just be consistent. Couple close plays in the top half of the inning.
Exactly. So we got 0-1 count here. 2 outs. Turks looking for their first base runner. Nice little curveball. Actually, it looked like maybe a slider. It was a late break. Looked like a fastball. We should have brought the radar gun tonight.
I knew I should have, and I even thought about that earlier today.
Called strike. That'll be strike 3, and we will go to the top half of the second with Kings up 3-0, and we are going to show you a few more commercials from our local establishments that help us.
Non più tra I farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor, delle belle turbando al riposo.
Rico's Pizza, where memories are made.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks for not just selling me tires. Thanks for doing the work I needed.
Not suggesting stuff I don't.
Thanks for checking my brakes.
Checking my brakes. Thanks for checking my brakes for free.
Just to make sure I'm all good.
Who does that anymore? So thanks.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks for doing the right thing by not.
Coach Day took over the catching duties there to warm up the pitcher, and Jaden was that last batter up, so it takes him a little while to get back into gear. But he's ready for the last pitch here before we start the second inning.
As we move to the top of the second here, it's fantastic just to kind of look down our home baseline there and see just tons of people out. I mean, it's a real nice crowd out here today. Their lawn chairs out. I see coolers full of sandwiches and just people having a good old time, enjoying some baseball. I even think I saw some Cracker Jacks. I could be wrong, but I know Caden Keeler has got his token Red Hots and probably some seeds along there with him, catching the game.
One thing I've noticed this year, and I was at the games last year as well, we've got bigger crowds this year, and there's a lot of people who they're not affiliated with anybody. They know this person, or they're excited to see some of these kids that haven't played much before and getting that opportunity. And there's a lot of just friends of family that are here.
Yeah. I think there's a little bit of a start of some fun excitement around baseball here in Sultan, which is good to see. Good to see.
At the younger levels, Little League age, there are actually quite a few kids playing Little League baseball, even though there's not really a local option. You still got to go out of Monroe. But they've been able to get some teams together that are just Sultan kids. And we're hoping we can keep those kids playing all the way through. One of the problems we've always dealt with here is they play up till about 5th, 6th grade, and then there's a break. If they're not playing travel ball, a lot of them aren't playing again until high school. And baseball's a difficult sport, especially if you haven't played much or played recently, and so it's hard to then pick it back up as a freshman or sophomore and decide to play.
Now, there's so many little pieces of the game, little nuances that just make it which actually speaks back to what we were talking earlier about just how cool some of these kids that haven't played before or haven't played for a while to come out and to see where they're at. A hard hit ground ball to
Josh.
Bobbles a little bit, picks it up, throws the guy out.
Hey, so this is exciting to me. I mean, I look here and I've got 3 outs. That we've got a junior who's never played baseball before, throwing to a freshman who hasn't played since 5th or 6th grade.
Right.
That's exciting to see.
Yeah.
At a varsity level, I mean, they're learning on the job, and I think they're both excited to be here and excited for next year.
Well, I know that second baseman personally, and he's been looking to try to get some sort of summer ball play going on.
So I got a nod from Caden over there, so he's listening to the broadcast. So he appreciated the shout out on the hot tamales.
Yeah. Well, I expect 3.
All right, so we got 1 out, 1-1 count. It looks like we're back up to number 1 or 2 hitter. 2 hitter.
Number 1.
One hitter.
We're back at the top of the order.
Our senior Isaac Hines.
And Isaac's just ripped the cover off the ball every time we've seen him. He's doing a fantastic job.
Oh, that's a really difficult play for a first baseman. He made it back in time.
Outstanding. Not only that, but I'm beginning to think that second base is where ground balls go to die. Josh is doing a fantastic job right there.
That is one of the most difficult plays right there for a first baseman especially, because they have to decide, am I going to go for it? Or am I going to stay back? I think he could have stayed back and Josh made the play and would have had it, but you don't always know that. You don't know where he's playing. And then if the first baseman does make the play, then you got to trust that that pitcher is going to get over there. And again, that's sometimes where our lack of experience has hurt us, because we might make a play, but we don't get the cover.
Right, and we're thinking there, but getting legs, arms, ears, eyes, everything over there as well has been part of the thing. So good reaction by Tyler. He did a great job. Trusting Josh to field the ground ball.
Yeah, Tyler's, it started out when he became eligible with practice as an outfielder. 2 of our regular first basemen are 2 that have been hurt, so he's been pressed into first base this last week. Done a pretty nice job there.
He's definitely an athletic kid. He's working hard.
We got 1 ball, 2 strikes on that called strike. The hitter didn't look like he was really excited about that, but he's going to have to battle here. 2 outs. I don't really want to jinx us, but at the same time, I'm going to say it anyway.
I knew that was coming.
You knew it was coming, right?
Yeah, I did.
There's not been a whole lot of innings this year where we've not allowed a run, and more specifically had a 1-2-3 inning.
Correct.
Nobody's gotten on base. So if it's my fault if it doesn't happen.
Well, we got to blame somebody. So
swing and a miss.
And that, Mr. Keeler, is how it's done.
There we go.
That is a
1-2-3. 1-2-3 inning. We got bottom of the second coming up, and
we got Cody Deason being next batter up. So stay tuned.
We'll show you a few commercials.
Tires. Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
So one thing you may notice as the game goes on is usually the commercial breaks are going to get shorter because pitchers are usually not taking as many warm-up pitches as they did early on. We got Cody Deason leading us off here, and little intro music there. I've heard some rumors that we may have his twin brother Tyler playing baseball next year as well. They played together quite a bit growing up, and it's kind of an interesting thing. Cody throws right-handed but bats left-handed. Tyler throws left-handed but bats right-handed. For a lot of years I coached them when they were younger, and that was how I could tell them apart, was by which way they were throwing or batting. Because they didn't used to have the different hair.
Right. The different hairstyles has definitely helped as they've aged a little bit, but these are a couple of just tall, athletic kids.
The other way you could tell them apart was Tyler was always wearing the Cougar stuff, and Cody was always wearing the Husky stuff.
Yeah, and so we just forgive Tyler for where he's at, but we can't all be perfect. But we quickly moved to 1 and 2. And he nubs the ball. He nubs it, and he's lumbering down the. That's going to be a close play. Looks like they got him
just in time. Hey, Moon never showed us how to do instant replay on this. That wouldn't really help from that play, but we might need to see that later. So, Dave Moon, if you're listening, send me a message and let me know how to do a instant replay.
Yeah, he purposely did not mute that, just so you know.
Interesting. So, Tremaine Powell, another one of our kids that played some Little League ball, has been one of our top pitchers this year.
Yeah.
Actually, I was looking at statistically, he's thrown second most pitches on the team.
Has a little unorthodox swing.
He likes the high ball. He's gotten several hits this year on high pitches.
He got called on that hold-up.
Said it went around.
Yeah, 0-2 now. It's
he got the curveball. I think that was a little inside, but the umpire disagreed. So we got 2 outs, and Joe Day coming up. Ground ball there to the pitcher, who shortens up the play, makes the out at first. And we're moving right along here. Top of the third coming up after these commercials.
Let's say you're driving along in Washington on Highway 2 and you find yourself in Sultan. Better yet, you live here. It's the home of the Turks, by the way. And you realize you haven't had a hot cup of coffee today. That's okay. Just drive east and look for the giant windmill located on the east end of Sultan. Even voted the best coffee in Sky Valley. It's a simple formula. Windmill.
All right, so Dave Moon helped us out there. If we want to do a replay, I guess we just watch the YouTube video, because we have it up here, but it's about 30 seconds late. So maybe if we get a close play, we can check that out later.
We have the headsets. We can review. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to impact the outcome or the call on the field.
Maybe the umpires would let us help. We could ask.
We
tried last week.
We did try last week. Unfortunately, I got shut down and asked to. I think the term was "shut my yapper," but that's part of the joys of being a fan of the sport and having a very clear view. One thing with this umpire crew, they have been doing a pretty good job of working hard to get in the right position to keep kids safe, to make the right calls.
Yeah, I like both these guys. We've had them several times this year.
Yeah,
It sometimes takes a lot for me to say that, but
I know I can say how did those words taste, but that was outstanding. Outstanding. One thing I just like to see is the consistency of the call. Let the kids decide the outcome of the game.
and I like the enthusiasm too.
Yeah,
that they want to be here.
They do. They enjoy doing this.
Sometimes that's not the case, and I mean I can put up with a lot if they're approachable and they want to be here and they show enthusiasm and they're nice to the kids and they'll listen to the coaches and
Right, because ultimately that's what it's about. We're here to have some young men learn some good things in competing in sport.
Now we got no 2 count. Jack's ahead here in the top of the 3rd. Little pop up. Looks like it's going to find the stands.
And it just barely hit the warm-up cage there.
We always have a few younger siblings around who like to chase the balls around. Hopefully they don't end up with the dog next door.
Right. That dog is grateful for being next to the baseball diamond. He gets quite a few chew toys.
I need to make a deal with them for our batting cage to be able to get some of those extra baseballs.
Oh, that'd be outstanding.
Those aren't cheap. They're minimum $5-6 a piece.
Oh, yeah.
And we went through a lot this week with some of the rain issues that we had.
We sure did.
Got 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Still nobody out here, nobody on. Great day for a baseball game. Jack just missed a little bit low on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Once again, the fielders are set pretty much straight out. They're shade a little bit to pull, take care of the lines. Misses just a little outside again. It's kind of been the area tends to. He's going to miss. That's where he's going to miss off the plate. It's not a bad place to miss for sure.
No. Full count. We hit down the right field line. Looks like it's going to go foul but stay in play. Josh made a nice effort to get down there. Bobby was over there as well.
Don't have to worry about fan interference. The fence there is 6 foot tall. We do have, looks like to me, we got some of the Grandpa and Grandma Deason and Mama Deason down there, as well as Larry Keeler. Some of the fans that are come here on a regular basis.
Popped up back
right really behind us.
Yeah. Oh, always hit the road. I heard, didn't hit the roof.
Did hit the roof or that wonderful sound of a hood or a glass.
We have not had one of those this year, I don't think.
Yeah, and I think we just may have set ourselves up for that. I made sure to knock on the wood there for us.
Although Mrs. Trischler was driving by the other day and stopped right as one bounced in front of her.
That's that mama intuition right there.
I think a lot of, we talked about the fans earlier. I think there's a lot of people who have came out just out of curiosity. There's a lot of interest in the team with it would make a good movie.
Oh, wouldn't it?
It really would. And I think there's people out there who are just curious, want to see how the kids are doing. I see a lot of different, there you got your regulars here most games, but every game you have a couple people you don't usually see. Ooh, I think he said he went around there. Pitch looked to be a little bit outside, but the batter couldn't hold up his swing, so that's 1 out.
Way to battle, Jack. That's always good to see.
That was similar to the call that went against us last inning when we were
right.
hitting. So that's kind of talking about that
consistency. Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm not actually sure I agree with either of the calls, but it was consistent.
Correct. And that goes back to what we say. Whether we, what's good for one is good for both.
That ball was outside. We got number 24 up, Elias.
Ethan Elias is
Ethan
his name.
Elias.
He changed his number on us.
From last year. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking of the Mariner pitcher, Elias.
Yes, I was not the same thing.
Called strike, 1-1. But I think it's pronounced Elias like Elias Lopez last year. Yeah, who was a senior on last year's team.
just a little high. Jack seemed to settle into a little bit of a groove here in the last 2 innings. I think it helps when you have fielders behind you, back you up, and get your outs for you.
For sure. Ooh, hit that outside corner again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still here in the top half of the 3rd inning, and a good game.
Sportsmed's out here today helping us out in case we have an injury or need an ice bag or something.
Ground ball there, decent coming. Oh. Well, that is technically the third baseman's ball if he can get to it. But a little lack of communication there. Josh made a nice heads-up play there when they fell down. He came over and covered second because the guy at first could have taken off there with nobody covering. We got a runner on first with 1 out.
When you're playing Turk 9 like the fellas are today, it's really important for nobody to get hurt. So, yeah, I'd rather, maybe a little miscommunication, but definitely don't want anybody hurt.
Well, and let's face it, if a guy needs to get run over, Cody's probably the one because Cody can take that.
Yes. Well, when you're built like a...
If it had been Cody running over Austin, we might have been in trouble.
Correct. We might have had a conversation with Cody about who he's running over. But nobody hurt.
Runner did steal second there, so we're on a called strike. We're 0-1, 1 out.
We got Austin Weedman taking care of that runner on second base with a lefty header up, looking for him to pull a little bit.
Pitch got back to the backstop. The runner takes third. Hell update here with Kobe. Kobe Keeler, who's my son. We were really appreciative of the community support. We've had a lot of people. I get stopped several times a day asking how he's doing. And with the last game of the season, I'm just going to let you know he's been at all the games, sitting in the dugout, trying to keep it elevated. He had surgery a week ago. He's got a hard cast on, which will come off on Tuesday.
Oh, that's great to hear.
He'll have a walking boot, but probably won't be able to walk for a few weeks. But pretty good spirits. He's getting in 2 or 3 classes a day, hoping to build on that as he gets out of this cast. And hopefully by the end of the summer be healed up. And I know he's looking forward to hopefully playing football this fall. So.
Oh, that's good news. That's really good news. That gruesome and painful-looking injury, and just good to see him not only in good spirits, but able to rejoin the team in the dugout, and for those things to go well. So best wishes to Kobe in that regard, absolutely.
We had a couple people asking about bases. So we've talked a little bit about that this week, too.
Oh, yeah.
Most bases at the high school level, definitely in the professional level, are the standard. You got a peg in the ground, and the base is there. It's not going to move. There are something called breakaway bases that if you slide, the ball gets passed, runner's coming home. If he's got the ball, he's out. He's out. Nice play, Jaden Boyd to Jack Hamilton. 2 of our seniors making a great play there for the second out of the inning. Fantastic. Anyway, the bases, if you hit them hard enough, they'll actually pop out of the ground. They're magnetic. And you need to learn how to slide properly, but at the same time, it's a safety thing that we're always looking for in sports of how to make things safer, and that's one way. Yeah, swing and a miss. Oh, threw down the line. Nope, they're going to say he caught it, so there was no need to throw it down to first base. So the out is recorded with another strikeout for Jack Hamilton, and we are through 2.5 innings. We're going to the bottom of the 3rd. And it is 3-0 Kings.
Equals a happy you. Windmill Espresso, proud sponsor of the Sultan Turks.
più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo.
Well, hey, thanks, Mr. Deason. Good to see you today. We are now back live.
Mr. Deason said we cannot be any worse than Dave Sims, so I'm not sure how to react to that. Is that a compliment?
Absolutely, from him, anything positive is a compliment, and especially since I have facial hair envy from him.
We got Tyler Sargent batting here. Late start this year. I think it's like 11th or 12th at bat this year. Had a couple of hits and done a nice job pitching over the last couple weeks as well. Ball misses up. We are 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yep.
Yeah, got him looking there, outside part of the plate.
It's those breaking balls that some of the younger players have.
Number 2, Joshua Whitlarski.
Josh has had a good year of making contact with the ball. He has been notorious for hitting it directly at people. I've had a couple hits this year.
Yeah, I think if you broke down the contact ratio, he's right up there at the top of the team with putting the ball in play.
He has never played baseball before, and for
done
him,
some lacrosse though.
Did a little bit of lacrosse. So the eye-hand coordination is definitely there. He just loves the sport. He's had a blast. This was a
little called on the outside corner there. It's one of those examples. I know we're both big proponents of multi-sport athletes.
Absolutely.
And it carries over. So there's definitely some carryover there between lacrosse and baseball, which makes sense. It's one of those lacrosse that's kind of came in over the last 10 years
Absolutely.
or so, and we've lost a lot of baseball players to lacrosse, and there's some carryover there.
There he goes. He puts the ball in play again.
To his second base counterpart. Throws him out at first base. That's the second out of the inning. We got Bobby Tudor, who's a freshman, another one of those kids who last time he'd played was his Little League All-Stars as a 12-year-old, Little League Majors for Sky Valley Little League. Was one of those kids who came out at the end of that first week, and we're trying to recruit kids to get him out there. And he's done a nice job out in the field and put a couple balls in play, and he's planning on playing some ball this summer.
Oh, that's good to hear.
The Legends team, and hopefully can recoup some of that time that he's lost over the last several years, or a couple years.
That ball just inside. Good eye there, Bobby.
So he's up 2-0.
One thing that is always fun, and you can always tell where Aaron Day is on the field. His voice tends to carry. As you,
it's almost like he talks for a living.
That's kind of what I've heard.
Swing and a miss. And as we mentioned earlier, part of a really positive coaching staff.
Absolutely.
The kids love both of these guys.
And that's that
curveball.
That curveball that both Kings pitchers, or actually all 3 Kings pitchers that we've faced, have really been able to throw that for strikes, and that's a tough pitch to see when you're.
That's that pitch you're missing at 13, 14 years old.
Correct.
When you're not playing, and so you're trying to play catch up. And we're generally, if you had enough kids for a JV team, they'd be learning there, and they're
Right.
going to learn from the best of the best out here in the at this level. We've seen some really good pitchers. And while there's some frustration that goes, I think they've kept their heads up pretty well. Balls in the dirt.
And the reaction to that is, it's adversity is going to happen. I mean, strikeouts going to happen. You see guys striking out the major leagues. It doesn't matter what level strikeouts happen or negative things happen. It's your response to it that's been important, and that's the one thing that speaks to the quality of these young men.
You know what you don't see here? You don't see them breaking the bats over their knees.
Well, the metal bats, I do appreciate that. If we had a kid that could break a metal bat, I would definitely check his birth certificate.
I've seen a metal bat break a few times in a game.
Yeah.
In the dirt, strike 3. He's going to have to throw it down to first. And he makes the play. So 1, 2, 3 inning for the Turks, and we are flying along here, going into the top half of the 4th inning. Looks like Jack will continue pitching. He's pitching a great game. I know one of the things Coach Leverett likes to do is give his seniors some opportunities there. So
he's only got 66 pitches, so he's doing fantastic. So let's hope for another quick inning.
And we are going to head to commercial.
Delle belle turbando il riposo.
Rico's Pizza, where memories are made.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks for not just selling me tires. Thanks for doing the work I needed.
Not suggesting stuff I don't.
Thanks for checking my brakes.
Checking my brakes.
Thanks for checking my brakes. For free.
Just to make sure I'm all good.
Who does that anymore? So thanks.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks for doing the right thing by not just selling me tires.
Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
One of the things we were talking about during the commercial break is just bunting. It's
yeah.
a lost art form at all levels. You don't see it very often anymore. I know my son, who's a 6th grader, every once in a while we'll go in some of these travel teams that we're playing, and you'll see a team that really likes to do it, and it throws you off. There's that mental part of the game that you're changing what the defense is thinking, and I don't know, it's just not done very often anymore at any level. It was interesting when the Mariners were playing over in Japan. They talked about that a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Japanese fans were like, they would get uneasy because, there's a runner on first and nobody out. This guy's bunting. And I think it was the Oakland A's, because that's who they were playing. Last year bunted 5 times the entire season.
Well, when they are 162-game season right there, that's just a little high.
A 2-0 count.
But that bunt, throw down the first baseline, throw down the third baseline, causes those fielders to have to field the ball. Makes the pitcher catcher. Somebody has to make a decision.
Wow, the pitcher, we talked about that earlier. The pitcher has so many things going on in their mind anyway. And if that's just another thing they have to think about, that's tough.
No, especially at the high school level or even collegiate level, it just gives them something else to think about. Potentially there might be an error made or a guy beats out a throw or something.
Well, we got a foul ball there, 2-2.
Yeah, foul ball right into blue behind. It looks like they're very grateful for the chest protectors. Did their job.
I don't know how many times I've seen that ball in between the catcher and the pitcher, and then they cover it and throw it down the right field line.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, a potential out or a singles turns into a triple or 3 bases. Hey, that was a nice little curveball there with Jack. And it's normally when you strike somebody out, the catcher throws down to the third base. Jack knows that as a catcher, so they threw it to Jack, and Jack threw it down to third base. He wants his fielders to not feel left out there.
That's definitely feeling the love right there. I got to be honest. I think these shoes are actually having a factor for Jack today. I think this is probably one of his best games pitching this season.
We might have to keep those around next year.
If that's what it takes, I'm in. I've also heard that cheeseburgers are a good motivating factor.
I heard that too. Ball missed up a little bit. We're 1 ball, no strikes. Missed a little low. So you just can't see this here. Jared is basically keeping score on an app called Game Changer. I mean, I've kind of done that through the season, and it's a great opportunity, especially on the away games, if you subscribe to it. And base hit to right field. Subscribe to it. You can get all kinds of kind of play-by-play. They have a little field out there. You see them moving around, keep stats and everything. It's a great chance to be able to follow the game when you can't make it. I know our family, we're often in different places, and it's nice to be able to watch the other one playing. I might be coaching third base, and I'm sneaking peeks on my phone to check out how it's going. So anyway, that's Game Changer if you're ever looking for it.
It's a great app, and one of the things that's nice too is even if you can't.
Nice play, decent. Throwing over to second.
Okay.
Josh makes the out at second.
And a smart play to hold on to the ball, really.
Keep that runner at first base with 2 outs. Force is still in play at second base. My watch was telling me I needed to stretch. I'm going to stand up for a little bit there.
There you go.
Oh, that's a good play there. I haven't seen a lot of that this year, but I call that a hit and run. So they were sending the runner from first to second base. Our shortstop Wiedemann goes to cover, and they hit the ball right where he was. It was probably still going to be a base hit anyway, but it's a nice fundamental baseball play. We got 2 outs, and Hines. We're back to the top of the order with Hines. Jack's pitch misses a little bit outside. We're at 2-0. And we got a foul ball down the line. We're 2 balls, 1 strike. Top of the 4th inning here. So, Dave Moon, if you're listening, what does confidence grade? I'm a little worried. We're only an 80 confidence grade on here. Does that mean we're struggling a little bit?
I will say that C's do get degrees, and D's get diplomas. So I don't know what 80%. Does that mean we're overachieving? I mean,
B minus? Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I don't know. I have heard that the driver's license issued for the students that get an 80% is the same as the 100%, but
I know it definitely doesn't affect insurance. It should.
I agree. Ball hit deep to center field, and Joe Day is able to make that catch, retire the side. That's another excellent inning for the Turks. And look, we got Kobe Keeler walking by in front of us. I think that's the 4th inning. We call it the 4th inning stretch here in Sultan. It's a.k.a. a bathroom run, I'm pretty sure.
Well, it won't be as bad as the other night when he was walking to Kings.
Oh, yes, yeah. The Kings facilities for that stretch are a good half mile away.
I think he needed pain medication on the halfway there.
Yes. Ah, way to be
Foul ball
aggressive.
behind us. Didn't hear that hit anything.
No, that's always a good sign, though. One thing for these young men, they've been aggressive. They've been aggressive at the plate. They're looking to get a cut. They're swinging the bat.
Absolutely. I know you and I, swing and miss there. You and I have talked a lot about that this year. There's a fine line between being aggressive, because you want them to be aggressive. You don't want them standing there taking strikes.
No.
But one of the things that helps you as a team also as you become more disciplined is being able to swing and miss, throw down to first on that drop third for the first out. You want to get to that point where you are swinging at the best pitches possible. Like occasionally you want to take a strike because it's not a ball you can do anything with.
Right.
With the lack of experience we have, we're kind of, if it's close, I got to swing for it. It's
right.
nice to get a few base runners on,
right.
and that just comes with experience.
There's Jack hitting the ball hard again. Oh, there's a seeing eye ball right there. Right. Jack's really hit the ball hard this year. Really hit the ball hard.
He has. Base hit there to get us a runner on here with one out.
Number 45, Jaden.
So Dave Moon says that the confidence is in the score that you're reporting. That it's 80% confident that that's the right score. He says it's never been 100, it's always been 80, so I guess we're doing all right.
Okay, that's good. That's a good sign. I'm confident that's 3-0. I've been here for every one of them. There's no carryovers. We will get the whole game done today. Looks like the weather is going to hold off.
A little pop-up over first base. Looks like it's heading foul.
And it's still playable, and he's able to catch the ball.
So we are at 2 outs. That may be my favorite walk-up music.
I got a great. It matches the hair is what it boils down to.
Oh, ground ball here to the second baseman who bobbles it. And Cody's hustling down the line. Yeah, they just got him barely. Good hustle by Cody Deason. And
I fundamentally disagree with that call, but that's okay.
Well, we're going to check on here. We're going to wait to go to commercial here until I see this. We need to be able to zoom in. I say safe. They didn't ask us, though.
They did not ask us. They should.
Let's say you're driving along in Washington on Highway 2, and you find yourself in Sultan. Better yet, you live here. It's the home of the Turks, by the way. And you realize you haven't had a hot cup of coffee today. That's okay. Just drive east and look for the giant windmill located on the east end of Sultan. Even voted the best coffee in Sky Valley. It's a simple formula. Windmill plus hot coffee equals a happy you. Windmill Espresso, proud sponsor of the Sultan Turks.
we were just looking at this. One thing I really appreciate, Mr. Keel here, my cohort here, is if he's going to give you facts, he's going to make sure that the facts are indeed checked out. And so in the commercial break there, we went and checked out.
You better let me do this.
Yeah, you better, please. I'm
Because
going to do it
I'm
wrong.
perfect today, though.
That's
perfect,
correct.
right?
Please go ahead.
No jinx.
No jinx. Here we go.
We've had like 4 games this year that has won a full 7 innings. For those not familiar, if you are trailing by 10 or more after 5 innings, the game's considered complete. And so most of our games this year, that's what's happened. But we've had 4 games that have went the distance, the full 7 innings, and knock on wood, we are really close here if we can get through this inning, at least getting into the 6th inning, and hopefully through 7, which would be nice on senior night here.
Jack's moved quickly 2-0. Got the second batter out of lineup.
Ground ball down third base line. Looks to be going foul. He touched it while it was foul. Yep. We could use a little more dirt here at Sultan High School in our baseball field and our softball field, for that matter. But it makes for some interesting foul ball situations. That ball going down the line, if it touches the lip of the grass, it's probably going to go foul, but it might come back on this field.
Yeah.
Whereas normally you would want your dirt to be right at grass level, and it could go either way.
It's definitely a field that has its own unique hops, for certain.
The kids like to call it a Sultan hop.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, got him out at first. Nice play by Austin. That's a dangerous play there at first. You're trying to get there as fast as you can, and you tend to lunge, and he lunged at the bag and took a hard fall. But seems to be okay. They had a base runner a couple games ago when we were at Kings have an issue sliding into a base. And actually, I think he's sitting in the dugout today. He's not even suited up.
Yeah, he got a little. The turf monster reached up and grabbed him, and he did a little bit of.
He was very lucky
Very
because
much.
it looked like it could have been one of those ACL type things.
And we're of course hypersensitive to those bag injuries here at Sultan. And glad he wasn't hurt at all.
So 1-0. Jack had something to say to the umpire, but he's smiling. So Jack likes to talk to the umpire a little bit. It's one of those character traits of a catcher.
Definitely in his element in that regard. He probably invited him to dinner, is probably my guess. Or something to do with cheeseburgers. We got a 2-0 count again.
Jack's one of those kids with a really engaging personality. But one thing we're not having to deal with here is the shadows. There can be some tricky shadows here with the tall roofs over the stands. Austin made a nice play. A nice throw, too. A little late, but great job getting to it and making an accurate throw over to first base. But it'll be an infield hit there for the Knights.
Notice there was good communication there on the infield there.
Yeah, no one ran into each other. That was a good thing.
And we're moving to the cleanup hitter here. Throw over to first base. Ball gets away from Jack. And there's smirks all the way around. I don't know if that was intentional or not. That or somebody just got lucky in there. Woo!
Ball misses away. Jack said that was pitch number 90, which he did. He threw 100 and something over in Coopville. A little different situation this game. So he might hopefully can get through this inning. Missed a little up on those. That can make it. You get tired, you start to miss up a little bit. Anyway, stolen base there. Runners over at second. We still got one out and a 1-0 count. And we are at their 4-hitter, Elias.
Yes, sir. Umpire just double-checked us to make sure we got one out. I actually thought there was 4, but who's counting?
Nice curveball by Jack. Missed a little bit up. 2 balls, no strikes. Miss away a little bit, gets past the catcher, Boyd. I got 3-0. Is it really 3-0?
Yeah, on the throw down, they made it 2-0. So we actually are at that is a walk. Time has been called. This has been a tricky play here.
Jack looked over at first, and as soon as he stepped on, time.
Yep. Yeah, that's a lesson learned. We call that a teachable moment right there.
And Coach Leverett's coming out to talk with Jack here. He might be able to face a couple more batters, and he may be tired here. He's asking him now if he wants to continue.
Right. That's one thing I really appreciate about Coach Leverett, who's done a fantastic job, by the way. But he's given his senior an opportunity to be a senior, to go to
finish on his terms.
Finish on his terms, absolutely. And he's treating him like a man, which is respectable in that regard, and gives him an opportunity to really be recognized. And thank you for his hard work.
We got a pitching change coming up here. Jack's got a smile on his face out there. It looks like Cody may be coming in to pitch. He's done a nice job throwing strikes in some limited action here the last couple weeks.
Outstanding job for Jack Hamilton. Way to finish off his senior year. He ended with 93 pitches. Let's see. He had a real nice strike percentage. Excellent job, Mr. Hamilton.
Okay. That's been a magic number for us this year, 50%. If we can get above 50, we're doing a pretty nice job.
Yeah.
This season we've been probably down in the 40s. But finished above 50, which is great, giving your team a chance to make plays, and they've made plays tonight. We're going to keep it here as they do this pitching change and warm up Cody Deason, who is a junior.
Actually, isn't Cody a sophomore?
No, he's a junior.
See, that's what happens. That's called the aging thing that happens. You forget which year they are in school. And here's the irony of that. He's actually in the same class as my son, so that I ought to know better. Of course, they're still 12 in my book. For you grandparents out there and parents, I'm probably getting the, oh yeah, amen, I know.
We got some heckling over here by the Deason family.
That's good, that's good. They're hoping he hits the broadside of the barn, which I'm beginning to wonder if dinner is at stake here.
I see Tanner Force down here. Tanner Force was quite the baseball player.
Yes, Tanner was a fantastic baseball player. You know what? He still actually is. Look forward to seeing him out here next year.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Did you say senior year you're going to play? All right. I was going to bribe you, so I don't even have to pay you anything now. So, hey, I will pay for some greens fees if you play baseball. Then you can go golf on the weekend. All right.
So, I could be wrong, but we may have just negotiated a Tanner Force comeback trail here.
Does that make him no longer eligible? Is he professional now? If he's
ooh, that's a good call. What it would be is we call that family outings with the Keelers.
Yes.
And I'm a firm believer in family outings with the Keelers. They normally involve hot dogs and hamburgers. I don't know if you guys have been around for a football season, but talk about a great tailgate to be had in the high school parking lot before and or after a game is always where there's food, you will find.
This feels like a fall evening. Like we should have a tailgate after this game.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? And I've never turned down food in my life. Don't really want to start now. But yeah, it's fantastic stuff. Gotta love the decent family here supporting their boy. One of the things that you may see in this pitching stint is what we call the knuckle curve, and we're still trying to figure out what it actually does, because most of the time it goes about 15 feet and then drops. So we're hoping for about a little more than that. But I got to be honest with you, he has the pitcher look.
It usually results in a smile.
From him and everybody else.
Leverett not as much.
No. He has a different name for that pitch.
Uh-oh, my wife must be listening.
Uh-oh.
She asked if that bribe was coming out of my coaching stipend.
You get paid for coaching. That's good, because one thing I do know about you, Matt. You'll coach for nothing, and I know your wife can attest to that.
All misses inside. We're 2-0.
One thing,
change of pace here.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I'm really actually enjoying is the fact that our wives are listening to us and offering us guidance. It's invaluable.
I think they should come up and do a game next year. Maybe during basketball season.
That'd be great. There's a pop-up fly.
Volleyball people.
Oh no! And Jack catches the Sultan.
Oh, we gotta cover third there.
Yes, we do.
That's one of those not being familiar, just situational stuff.
Yep.
Jack made a good effort there. He got turned around a little bit. That's one of the plays where when third baseman, shortstop's going out, you usually want to get somebody over there covering third base. Usually the pitcher. But it's a learning experience. So that makes it 4-0 here in the bottom of the fifth. We still got one out. Got to change the score here on Turk Pride.
The nice way to come back with a strike right after that. The infielders are in, looking for a play at the plate. At least trying to cut it off, keep the runs to a minimum. Looking for an out here. I think we'd probably take a run for an out, to be honest. Ooh, he fouls off an inside pitch.
Hey, we're doing pretty good for a batting average here. There's 4 people watching, and we've got 1 thumbs up.
That's outstanding. I mean, we're going to
250.
250?
Yep.
250 approval rating. Coach is coming down and asking for catcher's interference. I'm not quite sure if that's accurate or not. The ump was 2 feet away, and the first base coach, 90.
So he's asked him to go talk to the other umpire, and that's kind of an umpire etiquette thing. You're not going to see an umpire overrule another umpire, but you can go ask, did you see something different, and potentially change your call if they did. But they will always wait out there and wait for that umpire. And so a lot of times as a coach, you're just going to ask.
They are calling catcher's interference.
That's a tough one. So a catcher's interference here, the rule by rule, if the bat touches the catcher's glove, or I think it's just the glove.
Well, and the batter's got to be in the batter's box.
Yeah.
Can't step back and try to make that an issue. It's a tough call.
Net result is they get a base out of that. The runners at second and third will stay there. We still got 1 out.
Allows Cody to go from a stretch.
And we're not going to get the good hop on that one. Not a lot that Jaden could do on that one. Runner scores, puts the runners at second and third, takes away the force out. You notice the Turk infield is playing up on the grass. What they're hoping to do is get a ground ball and freeze that runner at third base and then make a throw at first. But if he goes home, they can make the throw at home and hopefully get him out. That makes it 5-0 here.
And I got a pop up high. Infield's talking. Yeah, we got it out there. With first base open, that is not an infield fly.
It would have been before that last pitch.
Correct. But with first base open, it is a playable ball. I know we see things in the majors where kids will drop it and try to get a play. catch the ball. Catch the ball, take the out.
I mean, you're getting old if you're saying that the majors kids, a kid. You referred to the.
Yeah, I think I am. That definitely.
Are there any players that are playing in the major leagues that are as old as we are still?
Well, I have a distinct remembrance of a guy by the name of Nolan Ryan, but.
Well, Ichiro,
yeah,
but he just retired.
Yeah, he just retired.
We got a 1-1 count here with 2 outs.
I think what they're trying to say is that we're old. I just prefer to be refined and mature. And
I got a swing and a miss. It gets away from catcher Boyd. Runners move up and a run scores. So we are at 1 ball, 2 strikes. The score is now 6-0. Really tough job for the catcher there in this situation. You just got to do whatever you can to stop the ball.
Yeah,
get past you.
Be the backstop. You are the first line of defense.
There's everywhere else you have that tendency where, hey, I want to backhand it, I want to catch it in the dirt. Catcher's job there is get down the knees and block it. Don't let it get past you. We got called strike 3. Cody Deason with a strikeout to put us out of the inning here. And we're going to hit in the bottom of the 5th, and we're going to play at least 6 today.
And that's outstanding. That's a fun way to wrap up a year. Some good baseball all the way around. One of the things that we battled all year long has been the inning that gets away from us. Yeah. And we've been really doing a great job today of minimizing some of that.
Yeah, that one had the potential to be that. That's kind of how some of those have felt.
Yeah.
Non più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano, delle belle turbando al riposo, ma ci sento a dolcino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo,
Rico's Pizza, where memories are made.
Thank you!
Thanks. Thanks for not just selling me tires. Thanks for doing the work I needed.
Not suggesting stuff I don't.
Thanks for checking my brakes.
Checking my brakes.
Thanks for checking my brakes. For free.
Just to make sure I'm all good!
Who does that anymore? So thanks.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks for doing the right thing by not just selling me tires.
Les Schwab Tires. Doing the right thing matters.
All right, Tremaine's going to come up for his second at bat here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Sun's peeking through again. Ball misses inside.
Just a bit inside.
How many pitches do we got here for the Kings pitcher?
I think he's right at 40 pitches, so he's pitching himself a nice little game. And a swing and a miss. It's an unorthodox swing he's got there.
Got a 1-1 count.
Tends to work for him, get him nice. And he reached for one just outside there.
A little bit of a breaking ball again.
Like to see the discipline there. Let that one go. That gets called for a strike. You learn from it, but definitely chased on that one. There, he stays away from that one. Almost same pitch, same place. Learned something there. Good job.
Wow, look at that left fielder. Called strike 3.
I've
seen Tremaine hit it over that left fielder.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, he's playing definitely. They're definitely playing shallow. Gives a good opportunity here for a ball.
And Joe Day is going to be our batter here with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th.
And there's a swing and a miss at a fastball there.
Ooh, nice poke. Down the line. It's going to stay fair by about 10 feet. He's coming into second base standing up.
The double. Outstanding swing.
That was a nice hit by Joe Day.
Number 10, Tyler Sargent.
And
Extra base hits have been few and far between this year, where we've gotten more than a single out of a play. So that's a memorable way to potentially be his last at bat this season.
Absolutely. Well, not only that, and we got Tyler up here with an opportunity to drive a run in.
Ball misses away.
There's nothing quite like having having a few fans up here. Matt and I have our own groupies.
Yeah. Umpire has a generous zone.
He does have a generous zone. The thing is, he's been generous most of the game.
Haven't seen a lot of walks either side.
No.
There's nothing more frustrating than going to a game and seeing just walks after walks, especially when it's not good weather.
Yeah, we've been to a couple of those. Yeah. Got the torrential downpour. Not quite sure if if you need to bring your raft out or squeegee just to play in a game.
I love an umpire who will make the hitters hit. 3 balls, 1 strike.
Got to find a nice close box here. So this is what we're talking about right here. Find that pitch and you can drive.
Yep. It's okay to take a strike if it's not a ball you're going to hit.
Absolutely.
And
there we go.
Misses away. Ball 4.
So we got 2 base runners here. Joshua Whitmire, Skeeth up here. This would actually kind of be a scenario where I'd like to see a little bit of a hit and run maybe action going on. He makes good contact, put the ball in play. See what we can come up with here. Maybe.
Absolutely.
I happen to be biased with this one. He's mine.
Well, the nice thing is you get, like we saw a couple innings ago, you get the fielders running, and you got a chance to find a hole.
Absolutely. And he looks at a pitch, ball 1. That was close. That's been a called strike a couple times today. So Josh got to protect the plate there, make good decisions. Got a big hole over and short if he can hit there again. Good swing and a miss there.
Right fielder's battling the sun a little bit over there. I don't think he brought his shades out.
Excellent place to poke a little ball. And he's working the count in his favor to a 2-1 count. Keep that back leg planted, sir.
That was good how you muted that to say that. That
right. Swing and a miss. Tough break there for Josh. Like to see him get a hit in that scenario.
All right, we got Bobby Tudor coming up for his second at bat.
There we go. We got some ducks on the pond. Ball gets behind the catcher.
I was going to say, we are the only field that we've been to this year with walk-up music. But then I thought, we're actually the only field with an announcer and might even be the only field with a scoreboard.
Well, I have
Granite
seen
Falls had a scoreboard.
Granite Falls has a scoreboard. But see, the Turk Pride stream here, which you all are being part of, is really something that fantastic out here in Salton. Dave Moon and his team do a great job. Speaking of which, if you're not subscribed to it, you got to do it. It is one of the very cool things.
In the old days, we had to pay money to be able to do this. They found a way around that with the YouTube, but they need to be able to have a certain amount of subscribers to be able to keep that free. So it's really easy. If you think you might watch something, subscribe. You get some notifications.
Oh, yeah. And their pitcher battles back with a couple strikeouts there to return to the top of the 6th inning.
Let's say you're driving along in Washington on Highway 2, and you find yourself in Sultan. Better yet,
We're about to go back live now. Move to the top of the sixth. Cody Deason's still on the mound. He's got 12 pitches so far, so he's got plenty of pitches left. I'd like to see him have a quick inning here, get some strikes.
No relation to Tyler Sargent, I believe. This is Elijah Sargent.
Correct. They are of no relation, not even a distant cousin. There's a foul ball swing at a first pitch.
Although
there.
we learned on Wednesday that Tyler's mom went to school at Shorewood High School, which is just a few blocks away from Kings. It's where Kings play. So maybe there could be, I don't know.
Yeah, well, when you look at the geographical reach that Kings pulls from, there is a shot that they weren't from Shoreline.
You mean there's not a town called Kings?
No, sir.
Oh, I did not know that.
In case you were wondering why I went silent, there was 2 mute buttons automatically hit. Thank you, Mickey Miller, for helping us today, being here and supporting the Turks. And he misses just a little outside.
I got, what, 2 balls, 1 strike?
Yes, sir. You know, Cody is, well, in case anybody's wondering, he is 6'4". Coming off that mound with the flowing locks that is the Cody Deason haircut. It could really be a force on the mound, to be honest. There's a pop fly over to left field. Tremaine comes in, makes the catch.
Nice play. He's had some nice catches out in the outfield.
He really has.
This year.
He really has.
Diving ones. He's got some nice hair too.
Yeah, he kind of has a throwback CC Sabathia kind of look. Great smile. Talk about a great kid. Just comes in, throws the ball hard.
I had him in 5th grade. He kind of moved in about mid-year.
It was great to see him out this year. He never pitched as well and had himself a fantastic year. And that's a ball. Just misses just a little bit low. I think Cody sometimes likes to outthink the batters. Gets a called strike. That's outstanding.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of late start this year with pitching.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to next year with some work. I think he can be an effective pitcher for us next year. He did a little bit of pitching when he was growing up. He was mainly a catcher. Pretty good catcher. He's kind of has some knee issues, so if we get that knee fixed up, it would be nice to have another catcher next year. We're going to lose 2 of our catchers.
Oh, absolutely. Well, one of the things with him being 6'4", not 6'5", and he came off the mound a little bit different there.
Just stepped weird on the...
He did. Tough kid for sure. That does draw a walk. We'll see if we need any medical attention to Cody. He looks to be okay. Like I said, he's a tough kid. There are some kids that have the 5 o'clock shadow. Cody's got a 2 o'clock shadow, just in case anybody's wondering. Good-looking kid. Works hard out there on the mound.
And runner takes off for second base. Had a big jump on that one. How about the Mariners last night? Did you see their score?
I missed the final score. I saw a good game.
14-2. We scored a bunch of runs. Didn't even hit many home runs, which is what we've been doing. That's pretty good considering the night before Felix pitched to Jim,
right,
and lost 1-0. So it was kind of a throwback game. He pitched well, and we didn't score for him.
You know, it's funny because as Felix has gotten along in his career, he still knows how to pitch the ball. Still knows how to play baseball. There's no doubt about it. He might not be as dominant in his strikeouts as he used to be, but still knows how to pitch. Mariners have been a kind of a neat surprise to start off the year. I think everybody's kind of holding their breath, to be honest, to see if it's real or not.
Absolutely. So we're 3-0 count here. Batter's taking. all the way. So it's 3-1 on a called strike.
We got one down still here on the top of the 6th.
We're kind of, I think this is a number 2-3 hitter.
And the batter thought that was a ball and tossed his bat, but no, that was an outside corner. Nice pitch, Cody.
It's funny because we've played them 4 times this week with the rain thing, and I think I've seen him do that 3 times.
Yeah, he seems to have an interesting perception of the plate.
And I know as an umpire, when that happens, they don't really like that. And this guy's kind of calls the strike a little late. You do something like that, and it's close. He may not give you the benefit of the doubt.
Right.
That one was way too outside, so we're ball 4, runners first and third. All right, we got a pinch hitter here. Is that Logan Marshall Inman? Maybe not. Numbers are a little bit off this year, or this game, because they're also wearing a different number, and this is actually last year's roster, so we have a few changes as well.
If you guys are watching on Game Changer, it is just rebooting right now, so don't worry about that. You are still live. Got runners first and third.
Runner's taken off, throw back to the pitcher. Again, that's one of those common things you see. Runner first going to second to see if you can make a play. Sometimes you throw it down, try to get him out. Sometimes you'll throw it to the third baseman, try to get him out, third leading off. Occasionally you see the shortstop run in and
right.
Try to make them think you're throwing it all the way down, but you're not really. So we got 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners at second and third here in the top of the 6th. Ooh, ball's thrown behind the batter. Runner stays this time. Now, that was a nice backup play by Josh there. It helps that they were playing in, but he was there for the overthrow. Cody's showing a little emotion after that.
We got a 2-1 count. We got the infield in, trying to once again prevent a run from scoring. Looking to get it out here. Just a little low and outside.
So we got a umpire who's watching along here. I've seen him actually comment a few of the games here. He says it's a umpire here. It's more of a nuisance than anything. I'm thinking he's probably referring to the throwing the bat back towards the dugout. Anyway, we got ball 4 here. We've got bases loaded coming up. Coach Leverett's coming out to talk to Cody.
And you're only allowed a certain amount of visits to the mound. This is probably a good visit right here. Get his head straight on, or maybe make a pitching change looking at it. But we're definitely going to see what he's going to do here. Cody's an intense competitor, and that's one of the things that you enjoy about him. Got everybody kind of meeting at the mound. Got a slight breeze coming kind of up the valley here. You see the beautiful birch trees out there in the field. Sorry, my landscaper side showing here. But birch trees out with the two-tone leaves looking out there. In case anybody is wondering, if you do hit a home run ball out here, which Kobe Keeper has on a number of occasions, finding the home run ball in the bog out in right field is a challenge. Great job, Christy Keeler, for braving that to go get that ball.
Yeah, this was we're basically playing on swamplands when I was growing up here. My 8th grade year, 7th grade year, they opened up this high school, and pretty much the only thing that was here was a softball field that was just kind of a pasture and no fences. And from about the current softball field all the way east past the baseball field, we hit him. Gonna move that runner over. Anyway, it was all swamplands. And so I think some of the issues we've had with drainage, it's kind of where we're at.
Yep.
And that will be it for Mr. Deason.
Which brings some perspective to when we talk about how great this field looks right now, because that is really the challenge that these guys have to get this field looking and playable the way it is. I mean, we've only had a couple outings today that have had rain delays or rain changes, and which is a stark difference from last year. I mean, we go from 2 feet of snow to baseball, and really haven't missed much as far as weather delays or anything like that.
Well, senior Austin Wiedemann is going to get a chance to come in here and pitch, which is great. Coach likes to give them a chance to shine there in their last game. Austin's done a nice job kind of as a change of pace pitcher. When he's dialed in and throwing strikes, it's teams are usually sitting on that fastball, and it can throw a little bit of a change to him.
Austin's got that easy-going, laid-back kind of type personality. Tends to draw people to him. Good kid all the way around.
Great kid. I mean, he saw that in basketball, just an unselfish kid.
Yeah.
Kid who seems to get along with everybody. Very respectful.
Absolutely. I know in basketball he was responsible to make sure that I knew where to get my kid where. And he was always double-checking to make sure that I knew the right place, right time for everything. And always respectful. Yes, sir. That type of stuff. Austin's a great kid.
Absolutely. There's been a tradition here the last few years where usually parents bring a cooler of treats and stuff for the game, and he's one of those kids who is always there. If he sees you when you drive in, he's going to pick it up, or he's taking it back.
Right.
Josh did that today before the game.
It's neat to see the kids be thankful when people support them or whatever. It was just also fun, too. I was asked to help out a little bit at first base this year, and he was, yes, coach, what can I do, coach? Very, very much respectful young man. Plays hard, works hard. So he's got the black sleeve on the throwing hand. The sun's out, guns out.
Yeah, I was going to say the same. I think you just take the rest of the sleeves off.
Yes, and it looks like a sleeve, almost like a band there.
Yeah.
A little compression stuff there. I know when you're playing Turk 9 strong, some of the kids, battle sore arms and different stuff. That can happen in a season like this. But he's definitely up to the challenge. We'll see how it goes. We got a score of 7-0. Kings being ahead. We have 1 out. We got bases loaded. It's a good opportunity to get a couple outs here, and move on to bottom of the 6th and try to get some bats going. With bases loaded like this, it's always good as an infielder to remember where your play is. What's the next play? Am I gonna hard ball, ground ball hit to me? Am I coming home? Am I going to first? Am I trying to turn a pair? What's the thought process? So. One of the things I know that they talked about right now, they got the infield set up with double play depth, corners on the end. So they're looking to turn it up the middle, see what they can get here.
Another hit batter brings in another run. Well, if you get the ball first, third base, you're probably looking to go home and get the force out and then back to first.
Absolutely. And you can see the look of disgust on Austin's face. That one got away from him. He wasn't trying to do that.
Matt Morgan is pitching, or not pitching, he's batting for the Knights. A little bit inside.
I appreciate you harnessing your Bob Euchre there. Just a bit inside. We got a second ball right here. Be nice for Austin to get a little control, get a strike in there. Help your cause. Got both Tyler and Cody in on the corners. Pretty pretty tight. And we move to a 3-0 count here. I don't anticipate that batter swinging at all right now.
Got a hand to Jaden Boyd, senior, playing in his last game too. You know, he's sporadically played a little bit of catcher this year. He's catched a nice game today. Oh, we got another catcher's interference.
That is the second time that's happened all year, and they both happened in this game.
Yeah, last inning maybe. I wonder, was it this inning?
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's one of those, again, growing pain thing of not playing a lot and just kind of knowing where to be in the box. And I mean, you want to be as close as you can. It helps your pitcher be able to get strikes called that balls aren't in the dirt. It helps you not to have balls in the dirt. But at the same time, you run that risk of being hit with the bat, which again is a one base penalty, getting the batter out to first base, which with the bases loaded, that meant another run. So we are at 9-0, and I got to tell you, I'm one of those people who, when I'm falling on Turk pride, I get a little frustrated when the score's not right, but I've messed this up a few times, so I get it. It's not as easy as it looks.
Well, you get talking and get into the game, and that's a part of it.
Yeah.
We got 12 coming in as a pinch runner for the Knights.
Would be nice to, okay, I'm going to call a double play. Cody Deason's going to catch it and step on third base. We haven't had one of those tonight. We've had about 4 or 5 this year.
I'm going to say that those have been some ripper shots, and just reminding Cody, you can go to the base on a force.
That would guarantee us a 7th inning if we could do that.
Right about 2 hours on this game, which is kind of our standard right now. So it's good to see us still out here playing baseball.
Got a 2-0 count. We're back to not top of the order. What batter is
this is the seventh hitter. So this is a good opportunity to get those 7, 8, 9 hitters to help us out.
This is one of King's 2 seniors, I believe. With a base hit to right field. Bobby stops it there. Runner advances. Runner second scores. The runner at first made it to third base. We got 11-0 now here. Still with 1 out in the 6th inning.
So we got runners at the corners, 11-0. Be interesting to see if the coach sends him here. Austin starts walking towards first base. I'm not sure what his exactly thought process was, but glad to see him take a look at least. There we go. Got a foul ball. The coach had a hit and run on.
All right, we got a 0-1 count here. 1 out. Still first and third.
All right, so we got the shortstop in. Josh, it's playing a little deep. Corners kind of holding the first baseman on.
Runner takes off. Second baseman's coming in. They're going to throw home. Got a shot at it. Not quite. Aggressive play, up 11-0, but the Knights score a run there. Make it 12-0. Don't always see that this late in the game, in a game that's not close, but it is closer than the last 2 games. I think we're at, 36-1 over the first 2 games?
Yeah, there was I can appreciate the aggressive play. I often wonder at what point do you set yourself up for negative feedback.
I believe there may have been a fan with some negative feedback earlier in the week when these two teams played on a similar type of deal.
Yeah, and that fan was 100% accurate, actually. But it's always important to recognize that these are indeed young men out here playing. Oh, boy. We had to look back the runner at second, which is the right play, but then unfortunately he had an overthrow at first base, which then allows the guy to get back to second base. The idea and concept is right. Sound thought process, execution comes the next step.
Yeah.
And that's really honestly what we've been talking about all game. They're there. They're thinking through the right process. It's the execution piece that's going to come with time and practice and work.
Nice block there by Jaden. Austin covering the plate. I like the blue base.
I do too.
I
think
it's a little more visible.
I agree, and I think it's I'm enjoying the Turk pride that comes with that. So we got a 2-0 count going on right now. It'd be really nice to get out of this inning. See if we can't get a little offensive production.
Ball's popped in here. Josh is making a nice effort over there, and he makes the play. 2 outs.
Not a catch. I think he's going to want dinner tonight, and I may have to buy that steak is probably going to have his name on it.
That was up there with Austin Wiedemann's catch the other day over at shortstop heading down the third base line.
And that loud person in the stands, that's his mother. She is excited about that young man making an effort out there. Way to help out your staff there, Joshua. Nice catch.
You know, I've grown accustomed. I don't know about you. You've got your wife is coached and whatnot. I've grown accustomed as a coach to be heckled by my wife. I'll even occasionally notice on my phone while I'm coaching I'm getting heckled.
That happens. In fact, I have a history of coaching a little volleyball action, and she is excellent to point out the times that I probably should have called a timeout or probably should have called something else. And here's the best part. She's probably right. But the part that I really enjoy is when she points out that she still loves me in spite of her not agreeing with my call. We got a pop fly over to Tremaine in left field. And we're out of that inning. Excellent work, guys, to wrap that up. Good job. Some good defensive play there towards the end.
Yeah. I'm being heckled nonstop during this broadcast, so I got to put my phone away, I think.
It's the home of the Turks, by the way. And you realize you haven't had a hot cup of coffee today. That's okay. Just drive east and look for the giant windmill located on the east end of Sultan. Even voted the best coffee in Sky Valley. It's a simple formula. Windmill plus hot coffee equals a happy you. Windmill Espresso, proud sponsor of the Sultan Turks.
All right, here we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, and we're kind of at that point where we got to get 3 runs or this game's over. Thank you. So we've got a new pitcher in. 17 is coming in to pitch. That's we have Tyler Durbin, who's a junior. So yeah, keep this season going. We need 3 more runs. We need 3 runs.
And Austin Whedon leading off here. Top of the order. So our next 3 batters are our seniors. So
man, you couldn't have timed that better.
And
huh?
he threw down a bunt. Oh my goodness! Just caught too much of it. Just caught too much of it.
Austin Wiedemann, and is likely his final at bat with a bunt down the first baseline. Had a nice hug with Coach Day down there as he walks back to the dugout. Again, all 3 of these seniors, great kids. It's been a great season to watch. I know myself having a underclassman son, it's been great for him to be able to watch these guys kind of in a mentoring role. Jack Hamilton is batting here. We hope it's not his last at bat, but it's possible. We got a 1-0 count. That ball's in the dirt a little bit.
We got a called strike there. Count still in Jack's favor, a 2-1 count. Like to see him drive the ball like he's done a couple times early this game and actually in this season as well. Get a hold of one here. And that bounces in the dirt and hits the top of the backboard.
Yeah, you never know. I know Jack has talked about wanting to play at some level beyond this, so we hope that happens for him.
Yeah.
But definitely his final, most likely his final high school at bat here.
There's ball 4.
Got on base.
Got on base. Good job, Jack. Way to draw yourself a walk. All right, we got Jaden up to bat here.
Nice to string together a few base runners.
Past couple times, Jaden's hit the ball very hard. Let's see if he can't put one in a gap.
There you go. That's a nice shot. Center fielder and right fielder moving over. That's good contact.
Yeah, absolutely. And now at bat, Mr. Cody Deason.
I'd like to see a bunt down the 3rd baseline right here. I want to see him leg it out.
I think he could do it too. That's the best part.
Oh, good
He got
swing.
a foul ball. He just didn't miss that by much.
He's had a few really nice hits this year.
He really has.
One of the team leaders in extra base hits. 2 or 3 doubles, I know. Going with the no batting glove look. I still don't know how they do that, but I say you got a little bit of better feel for the bat. I'm not tough enough to do that.
I was going to say the vibration there. And Jack going. Called strike. I don't know if that was low or not, but
the bats are a little better now than when we played, though.
Yeah. Dirt's been around a little longer too, so it should be better. Ball on the side of the dirt.
Yeah.
Way to be disciplined. Stay away from that. We're at 2s. 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom 6th inning here.
Ball misses low. Full count, 3-2.
I'd like to see this put in play here, see what we can do. Ball 4.
All right. Hey, we got the.
So we have the.
Here we can keep going.
So here's the scenario for here. Tremaine gets a hold of one, takes it out of the park. We move to the 7th inning, guaranteed. Tremaine has Had some good looks, some good at-bats. Let's see what happens here.
Nice foul ball.
It's that high pitch again. He likes it.
There's something about that. Sometimes with less experienced players, they seem to like that pitch. I think you just see it better.
Yeah.
Tough ball to hit, though.
Well,
curve ball, put it in play to the shortstop there. Shortstop bobbles it. Tremaine's a good athlete there running down the first base. So, hey, Tremaine scores here. We get to play another inning.
That's what I like to see. We got Joe Day up to bat. See if we can get a ripper shot like he did last time.
Ball in the dirt. You don't want to risk it in this situation.
So we got bases loaded, 2 down. Josiah Day up to bat. You know, one of the things I like to say is a walk is as good as a hit in this scenario. With a pitcher having a control problem, there's no need to help him out.
And ball in the corner. 0-2. Yeah, it should be 1-2, you're right. I got swing and a miss, and that's going to bring the game to an end, and as well as a season to the end. Once again, we really want to thank our 3 seniors for leadership they've shown battling through the season, as well as our coaches. It's been a good learning season, and I believe it'll only go up from here. As people who are not necessarily Turk Pride broadcasters on a regular basis, I appreciate Turk Pride and the role that they fill. As I've often watched games, whether it's my kids or other kids, and so it's been a good thing.
And I appreciate Matt having the invite to come up here and play, and thanks to Dave Moon and his team up here. If you've not subscribed, make sure you do subscribe. You cannot miss this. This is what's it's all about, high school athletics. So thank you very much.